So Zach Taylor said today, Bengals are not at a point in bringing in a starting Cowboy quarterback to compete with Jake Browning right now. Feel extremely confident with Jake Browning. I'm going to look at this from 2 point of views, okay? Point of view 1. If you are trading for a quarterback or trying to get another quarterback, you're not going to be public about it. Because 1, it kills the confidence of Jake Browning. He's going to play even worse because, the whole situation of you trying to find his replacement. And also, it's not something that Jake should know, / the fans should know in a way, I feel like. And number 2, if you're trying to trade for a quarterback, you don't want to look desperate or else you're going to overpay for that quarterback. You want to look like, yeah, we're confident with our own quarterback, but we would like to see if we could have another option on the team. You have to play this kind of we don't care type mentality because that's how you're able to trade for another quarterback or trade for another player. Whenever you're desperate, you're always going to pay more. That's just kind of how it is when it comes to negotiations and trades. So that's the 2 ways you could look at it. One is you don't want to kill the confidence of Jake Browning, which I don't know how he has any left at this point, especially what he said today. And then number 2 is you don't want to look desperate and get finessed by another team. Now, that right there, those 2 options are how a normal, good, quality, excellent coach looks at it and does things. Now we're talking about Zach Taylor and Duke Tobin. They're a completely different side of the coin. One side is, okay, that's smart. That's, unique. That's exactly what you want to do. No, I don't think Zach Taylor and Duke Tobin thinks that way. I don't think they in any way, mentally are that way. They do everything wrong, it feels like. So I think they're doing this in the context of they do have faith in Jake Browning. And they don't want another quarterback. And they don't want to bring in somebody else. I think they're being honest. I don't think this is a ploy to try to get more trade capital for someone or a ploy to do this, that, or a third. I think that this is as honest as he's going to be. I think that they think Jake Browning can turn it around and fix his wrongdoings and actually fix this offense. And this is why they kept Jake Browning for so freaking long, even though there was other options available. They kind of piggybacked off that 2023 run where he was able to come in for Joe and get us to a 9-8 record. I truly believe they think he could do it again. And that's kind of the problem we're in, is the coach, GM, Katie Blackburn, I think they have faith that Jake Browning can do that. Now, again, if you did trade for a quarterback, there really isn't a quarterback right now that you would trade for that you feel like would be instantly you put him in our system and he is the guy, because our offensive line sucks, because our scheme sucks, because Zach Taylor sucks at calling offensive plays. But in theory, as a team, you're always trying to get better. You're always trying to go out there and find someone who will better your team, who will better your club, and will make, you have a better chance to win games. And when the quarterback fails for back-to-back games where he gets blown out and the offense looks awful, you do want to make that change. Again, like I said, I know I said a whole bunch of words there, and I'm almost to a point of word diarrhea of Zach Taylor, but I kind of want to get that point out there where it's there's different ways to look at this, but I'm looking at this in the worst possible way because it's Zach Taylor. And I don't think Zach Taylor is that smart. That's kind of how I look at it. But, yeah, I don't know. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Again, like I said, it's just there's different ways to look at this. There's different ways to go about this, but I don't know if they're doing that. And that's what's so frustrating about the situation is I don't know how they're handling this. They could be handling this in a smart way. They could be handling this in a dumb way. They could be handling this in a naive way. So, no other quarterback for right now. We haven't even moved. I want to see what people are saying. Don't believe it. Delusional at his finest. Oh, wow. This guy likes to use the F word. Yeah. See, this is what I was talking about. Like, you put any quarterback back there, he's going to get sacked. And then you also got to realize, do quarterbacks really want to come play for us? Like, yes, you get Jake Brown. I'm sorry. Yes, you get Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, which is also nice. But you got to sit behind a really bad offensive line. You got to deal with learning Zach Taylor's playbook. And you got to deal with Zach Taylor calling the plays. So then that's also another fact you got to look at. It's like, do you actually have confidence if you're a quarterback out there to come here and not just go belly up and actually look worse in your career because of it? So, it's a mess, man. It's really, truly a mess. But tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one. Peace.